Hello again everyone, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to one of my favourite combinations with LMP3 and Road Atlanta. This combo is just one of the most fun to drive for me, both here in the Open Falcon Tyre series and in the fixed LMP3 series. This car is just great around this track. It's a bit of a struggle at the start on cold tyres, heavy fuel, but as the race goes on, this car just keeps getting faster and faster as the fuel load lightens and the tyres come into themselves. Now, today is going to be a bit of an interesting race, so I hope you're ready for this one. We didn't do too well in qualifying, but I still managed to get a
Bora, João, pô, os
P5.
caras vão queimar a largada, fiado.
And we're aiming to just survive the initial shenanigans that always happen here. Leader's already off, and we managed to do okay with the start. We're still with the pack here. I'm going to hold the inside line because I can see Ole behind us has a bit of a run. Generally safer on the inside, I found. The car ahead is a bit slow, but we're able to get past him.
On your
left.
Still
too wide here now.
Clear left.
A bit of space given, but it looks like they've gone off behind us, unfortunately. So now,
left side.
Again, another slow car, so we're just trying to go side by side, but I catch too much of the curb, and looks like there's a little bit of contact, but I'm able to save the car. Careful rejoining now, and we'll have a look back at what happened there. So this is from their perspective. See, good space given between us, but I catch that curb too much there, and it just unsettles the car. Now, thankfully, we didn't take any damage, so now just begins the recovery drive.
Gone. Car number 1. Forget about the start. Find your rhythm, mate.
Yeah, as Jim says, just got to get into the rhythm now and start catching up to the cars that were behind us. I'm just watching ahead here because I'm expecting shenanigans, but surprisingly they all get nice and clean through there. Bit of dirt being kicked up, that's normal with just how much of that inside and then the outside curb you have to try and cut to get the perfect line.
You're last. The next car is Foster.
He's running it in and oh dear. There's one of the first incidents.
I think it might be gone.
It's like they've just come together there into that first corner, which is easily done whilst the cars are still heavy on cold tyres, even after that first lap. Been a lot more careful here, managed to properly hit that curve this time, which gives me the better line. We've got smoke ahead and oh no, not again, so slowing right down, that car's spinning, I'm not sure where he's going. It's like he's staying off to the left,
car number 12.
And we get through. So let's have a look at what happened there. So he's through the first part of the corner, gets over that curving though, and it's very bouncy there, and it's then bounced worse again on that grass, and he just catches the red LMP3, unfortunately for them there. As I say, that's my normal concern around here, is that curbing on the outside of turn 5, I think it is there, is very dangerous. If you go too far, the car just keeps bouncing. It's so easy to lose it.
The car in front of us is now Steven, car number 15.
So we've had a few freebies in the first 2 laps, so slowly making our way back up the pack order.
The gap to arm behind is increasing.
I don't think that'll be the last of them either.
P6, your lap time was at 1:17.87.
Just need to stay consistent now and build up my pace. Nice and tidy through the section. This is one of the ones when you hook it up properly. And
Clayton,
another incident ahead.
2 is leading the race. Yellow flag.
It looks like they've had the same fate as what I was just talking about. So we'll see here. Start bouncing on the inside, bouncing on the outside, and just can't quite correct it. Now, I'm not sure if they held their brakes there. They may have avoided some of that damage if they held their brakes and at least slowed the car down as much as possible.
The car in front of us is Ollie, car number 6.
Since the damage model changes on the LMP3 in the latest patch, these cars are very easy to damage and take significant aero damage. But we settled in and pushed a few laps, so we'll just skip ahead here to lap 6 and we're coming up to the back of the GT4s now. This will be where we see whether this is going to work in our favour or against us. It's very tit for tat with these cars now, as there's not many passing opportunities around Atlanta. GT4 off ahead and watching him, seeing what he's going to do. He's a bit swervy, so I'm going to go up the inside but give him plenty of space. My aim on this one is just to be as safe as possible.
Slower cars. These guys are busy fighting, they might not notice you.
Again here, setting myself up. Now I can see I can get around the outside of this BM here, but I'm going to have to then slot him behind the McLaren ahead of us. And there's more smoke and another LMP3 that's gone off.
10-5. Looks like it's caving.
Try and focus on my line here and just set myself up for a good exit. Stay on the inside and we'll have a look at back what happens. So you can see he's coming up to that GT4 traffic, very awkward here. There's no real opportunity. And he hits the curb like I did on first lap, which just sends him into the poor GT4. Again, he suffered some damage there, but thankfully that GT4 was able to continue. It's so easily done though, really. You just have to be patient in that sector and set yourself up for the exit as I did. So again, more freebies and we're up to P4 already. We're already up one position from where we started and we're still catching up to the cars in front of us. Just got to work on the traffic management here as I see we're coming up another pack of the GT4s.
Slower class car ahead.
That's what makes it fun around here. You have both the challenge of maximising the LMP3 and then you have the GT4s to contend with. It's all got to be done respectfully though. More smoke.
Turn 3. Looks like it's Ollie.
And another LMP3 that's gone off and the two GT4s are slow, so we're going to make it around the outside and have a look at what happens. So again, chasing the LMP3 in front and oh that's very unfortunate there. He was not really sending it down the inside, but looks like that GT4 just did not see him at all there. Have to again be careful here as not all these GT4 drivers, this is second split, so some of them may not have a lot of experience in multi-class racing, so
slower class cars ahead.
Just having that awareness around them for when the faster cars are approaching and what sort of line they may want to take to get around them without really compromising either of their races.
There's an incident in turn 7. We think it might be arm. That's 20 minutes to go, 20 minutes.
So now we're up to P3 and we're still catching up to the car in front, Bernardo. Gonna get through this group, I think.
Clear right, you're reeling.
Send it down the inside here.
Right.
Very good on the brakes with the LMP3 through there, and the GT4s are a bit too slow. So we make the pass nice and safe.
The gap to P4 behind is now 2.4 seconds.
Now I'm really just trying to get these
really
laps in
keep your focus.
and get my time down. I'm normally able to get into the low 115, so that's what I'm aiming to do here. We're only 2.5 tenths off the LMP3 in front, and he's coming up on more GT4 traffic. Turned in a little too soon there. An awesome corner if you get it right. You can really make up a lot of time there.
The gap ahead is now 2.0.
But you've really got to have the correct turn in and make sure you're slow enough to not overshoot the corner. A bit far back, but I do go for the send.
On your right, clear right.
I made sure I telegraphed it as much as possible. And thankfully the GT4 didn't really turn in there. And a bit of an awkward place there when you come across a GT4, you just got to time that exit.
Slower car ahead, this guy's the class leader.
You see here, this is going to be a very cheeky send.
Left side.
Relying on the fact there that I know the GT4s have to really brake a bit earlier than what we can do. As the aero on the LMP3 and the lightness of the car means you can really go through that section fast. like he ran wide ahead of us and we're still gaining time on him. A good exit there, and you can see on our Delta just how much of a difference it makes on your lap time getting a good exit out of there. So we're less than 2 seconds now, not quite in the slipstream, but we're hopefully going to get it on the next lap, which will start pulling us in a lot closer. This chicane's a very tricky one, but you can make up a lot of time there if you can carry the speed through and get on the power, which you have to make sure you do when you're going up that hill.
The gap to Bernardine ahead is now 1.6.
Now turn 1 in this car is so fun, just a little dab of the brakes, carry the speed through and then be on the power. You see, I aim for that big tree on the right before I start turning left, and that makes me right on the curbing and gives me a pretty good line through there. Slowly pouring in down the time on Bernardo ahead of us. I am cautious through there though. I've had plenty of times where I go that little bit too far wide, and even with a good open setup you can bounce so much that you'll either lose time or just lose the car completely. There you go, 1.4 seconds behind Bernardo, not quite there as much as I hoped I would be, but we seem to still be carrying a lot more speed down this straight line here. Quite time the brake, but I managed to get a good exit, as you can see on the Delta.
Clayton, 1:15.16.
Now just over a second behind Bernardo.
Your lap time was 1:15.50. Incident in the S's.
You can see that yellow flag on the Delta in the bottom right. I'm being mindful that there might be a GT4 struggling ahead. It looks like he's managed to get going again. You can really feel it when you drive the LMP3 around here, that the car just keeps feeling better and better, that it wants you to push more and more, but you still have to be careful not to overdrive.
Still clear
left. Making a nice little down the inside move. That has cost us a little bit of time.
15
to Bernardo
remaining,
ahead.
15 minutes to go. We're halfway through. Fuel will be tight. We think you'll get to the end, but we're not sure. The gap to P2 ahead is now 1.5.
It's always interesting hearing the differences there, because as you can see on the right side on my eye overlay, I'm going to be very good on my fuel, even at max consumption. But sometimes crew chief can tell if you're going to go the extra lap, but normally in the Falcon Tyre series that's not an issue. You can see I'm just carrying that bit more, braking a little bit less, getting the car to the exit, though I do go a bit deep there, which costs some more time. Now ideally I should be taking that corner in 4th gear at this stage, but again I'm just being a bit too cautious under these race conditions.
Half your fuel.
On this sort of recovery drive, to me it's just about staying alive more than it is just going that bit faster than the guy ahead. We go a bit deep there, but we have closed up again to Bernardo ahead. So tantalisingly close. So once you start getting into the slipstream with these cars, it makes a big difference. In 3rd, and that GT4's held up Bernardo.
You're coming up on a slower car.
We're going to do well here, getting past him just before the corner. He does well to see us and stay a bit wider than where he could have turned in.
You've just done a 1:15.56.
And now we're firmly
the guy behind
5 tenths behind Bernardo, so now we're really racing him. I have been watching him up to this point. I've seen he's a bit squiggly and a bit scrappy, so I'm going to use a bit of caution as I'm coming up behind him.
P3.
I'm going to try and aim to be close as possible to get the slipstream coming down the back straight, but as you can see there, I get that little bump by going wide, and that unsettles the car, and we lose some distance from him. I've really got to focus on a good exit here, but I go in too hot. You've really got to set that corner up for a good exit, and I completely mocked that one up. But no bother, still plenty more time here. This is a race, not a sprint.
Slower class car ahead.
Let's see with opportunities like this where the GT4 is going to slow Bernardo up a bit. It goes down his inside. I'm going to take the outside, giving him plenty of space, and that GT4 driver does very well to hold his line.
That was a
So it's going to be an awkward one here. There's a lot of closing speed, so I'm trying to get to as soon as possible to the inside. Did get a bit closer with that McLaren, but we got through okay.
The gap to Bernardi in front is
This is the pain, because you know you're going to get caught up behind him, so I'm trying to set myself up and not get too close. Oh, Jesus.
Car right. Clear right.
Just about mistimed it, but thankfully we don't hit the car in front of us. You see Bernardo's being held up low again, and we get a much better exit. And you can use the slipstream with the GT4s as well in the LMP3 to get that little bit more speed.
Slower class car ahead.
So I'm going to get as much as possible here. And of course it does go both ways, so the GT4s take the LMP3 slipstream, that can help them too. There we go, trying to maximise the track as much as possible here to carry the speed, though I'm a bit slower on the exit here. And again, I've got to time my exit to get past this Porsche.
Car left. Clear left. You've just done a 116.55.
You see this BMW is coming right. Boys, such a squeeze through that section, but we've made it work.
The Bernardi ahead is now 1.0 seconds. Slower class car ahead. There's an incident in turn 5. We think it might be Ollie.
Good save, Peter.
You've got 10 minutes left, 10 minutes to go.
The leaders are running a 1:15.1, so they're going to be completely out of this. The cars behind us don't seem to be catching up at all again, so this is squarely between me and Bernardo here.
Fastest lap for Clayton, 1:14.94.
It's always impressive when someone can get into the 1:14s here, but
keep pushing him.
I know a certain alien that can get into the 1:13s.
We're matching race pace.
Oh, it looks so squiggly. You really don't need to extend turn 1 that much in these cars. There's so much downforce that you really just have to take a little bit of the grass and you'll be set for turn 1. I'm close here, so again cautious, and you can see just how much his car's bumping around. We have the awkwardness here, this Mercedes. He's very kind and he stays left. Probably taking the safer path, seeing 2 LMP3s charging at him. Now we're in a good spot here, but he has got the slipstream of the GT4s in front of him.
What the fuck, man?
And a bit of netcode from that Mercedes. I'm not going to be close enough for the move this time round.
Stay close, wait for him to make a mistake.
Unless he makes a bad exit on this one, it's not really going to be possible to send it on him into turn 1 either. So I'm just going to settle in for now.
Car in front's lap time is a 1:15.33.
Turn a little too early, then you can see that curb is not nice with these cars. And then I go a bit deep there and I'm just now losing time to win. Really kills your momentum through this sector. Through all this has just been so much fun.
Slower car ahead. This is their class leader.
Very cautious there. I wasn't sure if he was going to go for the apex or he was going to go
Clear
wide.
left.
But he did leave us a nice little gap to go through. It's like Bernardo got a bad exit as well, so we're still right in contention with him. I am faster, but it is still difficult to make the pass around here. Unless you have that real big overspeed on the back straight, but it seems
Wasting time behind this guy. Get your elbows out and get round
he's
him.
running a lower wing than what we are. Just because we can't quite catch him with the slipstream. Get it perfect this time. Got to be careful through here. He does carry that a little bit more speed. Really got to take a brave pill going through there. And again, you've got to be brave through there, but I'm still being very conservative. Just trying to let the race come to me.
Slower class car ahead. Stay close, there might be a chance here.
I don't know why these windscreen wipers come on by themselves. I'm getting closer, but not close enough.
That's a new
I'm trying to
fastest lap
set
for
myself up for a
Clayton,
good exit.
1:14.84.
There's brushed the sand, but he's still got his momentum going. Now I seem to really pick up speed, so I'm going to see what he does, but he
Car left.
kind of swerves, which
Clear left.
puts me off.
Car left.
Now we're side by
He's
side,
still there. Clear
giving him
left.
space because he seems to be all over the place, and I really don't want to end both our races here. I'd say the safer option for me is to get him on the back straight. If I can be close enough coming out of the final chicane, or sorry, that slow section just ahead of us here. I should know the name of these corners. Oh, he gets a big wiggle. This could be the opportunity.
That's 5 minutes to go.
Really
Come
focus
keep it
on the
together.
exit.
We'll be on the podium here.
We do well. We're right up his backside here, so we're going to have a bit too close maybe, so I'm going to go to the right. He's to the right.
Clear right.
And we have a bit of a touch there. He's a little too late on the move, so now I'm just trying to see, and he's going to the right a
Right
bit.
side.
Yeah, and
Hold your line.
swerving on the right side.
He's to clear right.
I'm just going to be very careful here. I'm in P3. I'm not going to care too much if I don't get P2 out of this, so I do feel I am faster. I'm going to send it
Last
to
lap
the
was
inside here just to see if I
17,
can
front
set
left,
him,
clear
but
left.
yeah, it's not going to stick, unfortunately.
Okay, mate, watch for a mistake.
Some would say he's defending like a lion here. So all I can hope is he's going to run out of talent himself like I did at the
Coming up on a
start.
slower class car.
Get a good send down the inside. The Mercedes does well to see us, and he's very kind to give us the space there. Probably have another 4 laps here,
That's 5
so
minutes of fuel left.
I'm hopeful that there might still be a P2 on the table, but doesn't seem I'm going to be able to get it by overtaking him now. Just because it seems if I really don't make a good move on him, we might
That lap
end
time
both
was
our races.
1:15.29.
And I take that corner a little bit too much. Such a great first sector there through turn 1 up to here. You guys start to carry a bit more speed and I feel confident enough to start using fourth.
Coming up on a slower car.
It's more down the inside and gets a little bit shaken himself in front of us, Bernardo. But he's able to gather it up. I feel like I'd be a lot closer to him here, but again, I just feared that our races would end. Ooh, we get a little squeeze there. I'm not sure if that McLaren had seen us or not. I would have thought of him letting Bernardo through in front of us, that we would have also been also able to get through okay.
Come on, find the gap. Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
So again, I've got the run. I'm going to see if I can get down the inside, have a look.
Left.
Gives us space.
Still there.
And,
Clear left.
Oh. Well, that's exactly what I feared would happen. It looks like we had a little come together there. We'll have a look exactly what happened. I do go in a bit tight, so I do make sure I'm nice and slow, and he does leave us a car's width, but as you can see here on this bit of slow motion, netcode once again makes what could have potentially worked. Just, yeah. It's very unfortunate there. I mean, I was not likely to get the move done on Bernardo, but
2 litres remaining.
that would have at least kept us in contention. So we're going to skip ahead and come across the line here.
Podium finish. Nice one.
I hope you've enjoyed this little race around Atlanta and see you next time.